Welcome to another edition of Rants, where I come on and go off about, well, whatever's honking me off today. Now, supposedly, we are living in a post-pandemic world. Yeah, we did see a little spike in COVID-19 numbers over the summer, but it was nowhere near as prevalent as it was last year. Most businesses have dropped their COVID-19 restrictions and proof of vaccination or negative test requirements. Much of the U.S. is getting back to normal or is already back to normal. But not the New York Yankees. They do not seem to want to move on from all the crazy and overbearing restrictions we saw at the height of the pandemic. Now, this comes to us from Outkick. Check out this headline. Unvaccinated Paul O'Neill had to stay away from Yankees players during number retirement. Yeah, that headline alone is enough to make you triple roll your eyes into the back of your head. Anyway, O'Neill had his number 21 retired on Sunday by the Yankees, but thanks to the Yes Network, he couldn't fully enjoy the day. Now, O'Neill works as an analyst for the Yes Network, which broadcasts Yankees games, but they have a policy where you are not allowed in the broadcast booth unless you get a COVID-19 vaccination. Now, O'Neill has not gotten the shot, so for the past 2 years, he has been calling games remotely from his home in Ohio. Let me repeat that. For 2 years, he has been calling games not in New York, but like 2 states away in Ohio. That is beyond ridiculous. Oh, but it gets even more ridiculous. Now, you know what? I don't want to use the word ridiculous. Let's call it what it is. It gets even stupider. Now, according to Outkick, quote, O'Neill wasn't even allowed to be near a current Yankees player during Sunday's ceremony. Unvaccinated personnel are barred from interaction with any players in the dugout and clubhouse. So, because O'Neill didn't get the jab, he couldn't be around Aaron Judge. He could just yell to him from a safe distance, of course, at the end of his speech. End quote. This is just completely idiotic. In fact, we need a whole new word to describe how idiotic this is, because idiotic just doesn't cover it. And this all comes after the CDC earlier this month declared that we should end social distancing, that we should end quarantines for people who were exposed to the virus but were not sick, and that unvaccinated people should be treated no differently from vaccinated people. Again, this comes from the CDC, the group the mainstream media said that we need to listen to for 2 years, that we need to follow the science. Well, I guess the Yes Network, they don't want to follow the science. I've said this before. Too many people and organizations used the pandemic as an excuse to go on a power trip and to try and control as much of our lives as possible. I mean, we still see it in Canada, where just recently there were a few Major League Baseball players who were denied entry into that country because they did not have the COVID-19 vaccination. And then you have Justin Trudeau, that just weasel scumbag dictator wannabe. He used COVID-19 restrictions to stomp on the rights of his people, to the point where he sent a bunch of bootlicker pieces of garbage who work for the Ottawa Police Service and Royal Canadian Mounted Police to go out and brutalize legit peaceful protesters during the Freedom Convoy protest. And I mean, this is supposed to be a post-pandemic world. We need to be done with this crud of telling people they can't go here or they can't go there because they didn't get the shot. It's stupid, it's discriminatory, and I mean, how many vaxxed people got COVID-19 anyway? Now, maybe the shot helped them help prevent their symptoms from getting more serious than they would have been. You know what? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any kind of medical training or medical degree. But for 2 years, We've had government officials disrupt our lives and in some cases act like authoritarians because of this virus. And I say enough. We have had it with this crud. These morons need to let people live their lives, stop clinging to all the power they got because of the pandemic, and they should have let Paul O'Neill hang with the Yankees on Sunday. So bleep the New York Yankees and bleep the Yes Network for continuing to pull this kind of garbage. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Rant. Please be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe across all of our social media. That's Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and Instagram. Be sure to check us out on KYCA.info. Also, smash that like button. Leave a comment for this video. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Till next time, I'm John Rust. I will see you soon.